What is up, RC enthusiasts? In this video, we're going to be comparing these three guys right here, because these three guys right here are, you know, the same size, and they're probably going to be the three that you're going to pick from, and you're going to wonder why one is priced a lot more than the other. So let's check it out, and let's see why. Here we have the three, I'd like to call them the three identicals. The reason you see me put it in this order right here is because this is the order I believe they belong in, performance-wise. Now, this guy right here, don't get me wrong, man, that's a beautiful rig. Who doesn't like that LC80? Some nice trucks right there. And the controller that one comes with is this one that we're all used to already. And you know what? It's a pretty good controller still. This one right here, a little bit on the chinsier side of controllers, but it still works okay. And as you can tell, I painted mine a little bit more black, just left a little bit of yellow behind because it was just too yellow for me. But as you can tell down here though, we have a different style axle here, a different style axle here, but this one and this one share the same looking axle underneath. As you can tell right here, like I showed, there's some things that are the same. Like look at all their tires. They're all the same tires, they're all the same compound, they're all soft, they're all good. Servos are all about the same servos, they're just branded differently. I believe they're probably all the same servos. And they all work great, they're all 3-wire servos on these ones. And if you can tell right here, they are sized pretty similarly. Well, here we go, we have a rear end shot of all three of them. Same spare tire in the rear for all three. They're all usable, and they're all the same compound as the other four on the truck. And as you can tell right here, you have a roof ladder and a roof rack on the LC80 and on the FJ Cruiser right here. But the one difference between all these right here that I like this one the most for is this model I wish was a licensed model, which is okay, they just call this the Katana, but if it was licensed, it would sell better. This one right here, yeah, I guess it's good because it's cheaper, so I wouldn't expect this necessarily to be licensed. But if it was licensed, it would also sell better, and it might cost a little bit more. But this guy right here, yes, it does cost the most out of all three of these right here on the table, but this one, my friends, this one right here, FJ Cruiser licensed, and that's what we want to see, because now people are going to be more interested in this, and people are going to call it less of a toy grade truck than the others, because it's licensed, and now it's more hobby grade. But yeah, this one right here too also has the FJ interior, which looks really, really cool. And the more budget Jeep right here actually doesn't have any interior in there whatsoever. It's just tinted windows, but you can still see inside, and it's nice in there, nice and clean. You could probably make some interior for this. And this guy right here as well has an interior like the other Toyota. And that's why these two right here, this one and this Toyota, cost more than this Jeep, because they have more detail. But the cost does not dictate the performance, because that's the reason why this one's sitting in the middle, because I believe that performs better than that still. Alright guys, as you can tell right here in the bottom, they look a little bit different from each other. These two right here being more similar. As you can tell right here, they look pretty similar, right? And this one looks the most different out of them because it has different axles, different mounting points. And this is more of like the Hobby Plus CR18s. This is how they look underneath too. And that's the same chassis right there as the Hobby Plus models, which is a metal chassis rail. It's just a flat chassis rail right there. And you have your 3-wire servo up front. You have your motor sitting in the middle right there. They're all about the same size motor. And this one right here, plastic geared in there. And this guy right here, it has a C-channel style chassis. But that C-channel style chassis is plastic. And the gears in here are plastic as well. And as you can tell right here, same size motor. And everything in this truck is plastic right there. And then this guy right here, the licensed FJ Cruiser, it looks just like this guy. But that chassis right there, guys, that's like a stamped metal chassis. Don't know if it's stamped steel or stamped aluminum, or do they even stamp aluminum? I don't know. But yeah, it looks like a stamped chassis. It's metal. And this rail right here is still plastic, like this one. But the ball ends right here, the little ball links, are metal compared to this one right here being plastic on this one. So yeah, this one right here definitely looks the same as this, but it's like an upgraded version. So this one has metal chassis rail, C-channel chassis rails. This one also has metal gears in the diffs. And yeah, I think that's about it for the differences really. As you can tell right here, the bumper is made pretty well. They thought that out pretty well because look, it protects the servo horn right there and the servo linkage from getting strikes and stuff. It's really under there, really nicely. This guy has almost the same shocks as this guy. They just have different springs for probably different spring rates. And this guy right here has completely different shocks on it. And that's about it. This guy right here, I would say, crawls okay. The modulation is not as great as this guy. And this guy's a lot lighter too. This guy is more in the range of weight of this guy, maybe a little bit heavier. But this guy seems to have the same modulation and stuff as this guy. But all three of them have different transmitters, and the boards all look different on all three of these. This one is just an exposed board, this one is an exposed board, and this guy right here has an encased board and ESC receiver. The ESC receiver is encased and it's branded and everything, which I expected this one to be like the Performer, you know, because it looks really, really well thought out and well put together. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, as for transmitter wise, this one right here is going to be your most feature packed. This one right here is going to be one of your more adjustable ones right here. This one has every single dual rate and everything you need to adjust for throttle and steering to change the EPAs on them. And this one right here is the most budget out of all of them, but all three of them work perfectly. And they're all proportional, full proportional throttle and steering. So great little guys right here to have fun with. And as you can see right here, all three are still just, you know, friction shocks, no dampening. Well, this one has some rust dampening. I'm running in water a lot. I do run this a lot. This one, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this one is waterproof out the box. Servo and electronics in this one, straight into water. Nothing wrong with this yet. And I always recommend run your motors and stuff until it's fully dry, or else you're going to have some issues with that motor burning out prematurely. This guy right here, I waterproofed it myself. Check out that video if you want to check it out. I have a video of waterproofing this one. It's the same way you're probably going to go and waterproof this one. It's going to be similar. So yeah, if you want to waterproof this and you have this, or this one's already waterproof so you don't have to worry about that. So if you have this or this and you want to waterproof them, go check out my video of that. And I'll still probably make a video of this one being waterproofed as well, because why not, right? So you guys can see how to take it apart as well. And I'll hopefully detail that out for you guys. So I put these in order in my likability. Don't mind the transmitters in the back. They're not in the right order as the trucks are, but this is just based on my likes because you know I'm a Toyota guy. So of course, I don't mind Jeeps at all. I think they're great trucks and they're definitely more capable than any Toyota I own. And this guy right here, it's just a classic. You know, who doesn't like an LC80? They just look great and I wish it was licensed. And man, who doesn't like an FJ Cruiser? Those things are just sweet looking trucks. But yeah, that's just from my like, okay, not performance wise. That's just what I like. And I like all three of them just as well. And I think performance wise, this performs better than that. And this performs the best out of all of them. And you do get the most functions with this one right here with the transmitter that has so many functions: lights, turn signals, high beams. Yeah, and these lights right here have the option of installing LEDs in there if you want to, so you can have those actually working. Same with the LC80 right here. But yeah, other than that, they're all great trucks. They all look really, really good. And even though only one of them is licensed, the other two look just as good as their real equivalents. So there you go, guys. If you're just in it for the scale looks, you can't go wrong with any three of these. They all look scale and really, really good, and you can modify each one of them to make them your own for sure. Now, if you were to ask me which to get performance-wise, I would have to say stick to these two right here. And they're both on the different side of the spectrum. One is the budget one, and one is the more expensive one. But the performance of this one, you cannot ignore. It is good, it's fun, it's affordable. You can get them on Amazon for super cheap. You can get them on Banggood for an okay price. I know this one right here you can get in hobby shops and stuff too nowadays. I'm pretty sure this one will be available in some hobby shops too pretty soon, because this is a killer one, man. You can't go wrong. It's 18 scale. It looks so scale. And man, that front bumper, it just pulls it off right there and completes that look for that off-road meanness. Probably cut off those side steps though and just make it like a rail, and that way you have a slider and not get hung up on stuff. Well, alright guys, that's all I have to say about these three right here. If you're into any of them, they're all pretty good in their own right, but you guys hear my opinion from their performances, and I would have to say the order you see them in right here goes from the least performing to the best performing one, and also the oldest version to the newest version. So that's the reason why they also perform better, but You know, you could obviously change the ESCs on all these, make all of these perform way better, and it just depends on which one you like the most. So alright guys, thanks for watching again. Hope this was some good information for some of you guys. And as usual, be safe out there, go have fun, and go run that RC.